brainstorming domain names. Okay, so you've started to dabble a bit in affiliate marketing and you have an idea of the type of product that you'd like to sell. You need to come up with your own domain name so you can have either a website or maybe even just a small page about what you're promoting. So how do you go about doing that? Well, I would suggest that you brainstorm, that you think about possible domain names. I want to go ahead and show you GoDaddy is the most popular domain registrar, and it is who we're going to be using, for example here. So let's say that I sit down and I come up with some domain names. I would encourage you to just write them down, and then you can come here and see if they're available. So let's say that I decide that I want it to be dog training. Okay. Well, first of all, that is way too general, and unfortunately, probably taken about 2 seconds after the internet went online. So it's not available. However, it's actually so general they didn't even give me. They did give me some things that are available. Dog travel training, my pet training online. That's actually not too bad. So you can see how GoDaddy helps you. They say, sorry, this is taken, but here are some additional suggestions. Dog company training, pet memory training. Let's try it again. Let's say dog training help. Let's see what comes up. Okay, so the .com, of course, is already taken, but again, they give you some additional ideas here. Dog training support online. Okay, but that's not too bad. My pet training assist. So again, you kind of get the ball rolling, and then GoDaddy is going to help you along the way. Now, as you start to come up with different ideas, I want to ask you to compare them against some tips that I'm going to share with you right now. You want to make sure that your domain name is relatively short and easy to remember. Keep in mind, if somebody hears your domain name, let's say that they heard it on the radio, are they going to be able to remember it to type it in, or if their friend tells them about it? That's a good thing to gauge it against. So, you want it to be short and easy to remember, not too complicated. Now, of course, dogtraining.com would have been ideal, but you know what? The really, really good domain names are taken, so you gotta be inventive, and you can't always settle for the best thing. So you gotta just do your best, to have it be relatively short and easy to remember. Does not contain numbers or hyphens. This is a big one. Sometimes you see domains written like dog-training-online.com because obviously dog training online was taken, but with the hyphens it's not. The search engines do not like hyphens. Hyphens are weird. They're hard to remember, or people won't, put them in, and then they're going to go to the wrong site. I would encourage you to stay away from hyphens and numbers. Now, if there's a number in your business name, certainly it's okay. But generally speaking, I would not suggest adding numbers, like you wouldn't want your site to be dog training 33 if there's no reason for it to be 33, because that's not going to fare well for you. Preferably a .com. This is really important. .com stands for commercial, and when you go to register your domain name, you're going to find that .infos are actually a lot cheaper. However, .infos are penalized a bit in the search engines. When somebody sees your site, or the search engines see your site, they're not going to recognize you as being serious because you don't have a .com. It's unfortunate, but that is the way that it is. .nets are okay. They're not as good as .coms, but they're okay. But how many times do you see a commercial on TV for something and it's not a .com? Keep that in mind. You want to make sure it's free from trademark infringement. I wouldn't suggest having a website that was something like Facebook Secrets, because Facebook does not like their name in other people's domain names because they own the name. So keep that in mind too. Is it a good representation of your website? Sometimes, I sit down and I try to find a domain name, and when the ones that I'm looking for are taken, I start to kind of go off to the left, and I might end up with something that sounds good, but it's not a good representation of what I'm trying to sell. So that's actually bad. So just keep all those things in mind, and brainstorm and come up with a couple, and then kind of narrow it down. Sometimes you might want to ask your friends or your wife or your spouse or whatever, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And just think about it, because it is a name for your business. It is not something that's easy to change. You set up a site with a domain and you start to promote it. You do not want to change it down the road because you're going to lose some things. So keep that in mind and take some time. I won't fret over it too much, But come up with something that's going to be good for you. In the next video series, we'll talk about what to do once you have your domain name figured out.